Hello, WWE fans, and welcome to the latest WWE universe. As I'm here to, I'm here to talk about the latest discussions that have gone on concerning World of Sports and Wrestling, because former WWE superstar Jeff Jarrett had actually spoken yesterday during a press launch for the ITV's wrestling show that is going to be returning later this year to, in a way, return as they'll be teaming up with US company Impact Wrestling, which is what Jeff Jarrett's been working with quite recently, trying to help the Impact Wrestling try and revive itself from, financial problems that it's been getting lately. And this is what the Mirror. Now, obviously, the Mirror hasn't been very particular when it comes to sources and stuff, but this is what the Mirror got from the press release yesterday. From last year, features Sports and Impact today had joined the press conference, and obviously during the press conference, they showcased some of the wrestlers that are going to be involved. Sorry about that. To reveal some of the people who were involved. Basically, Jeff Jarrett, we found out that Jeff Jarrett is the excellent producer of World of Sports and Wrestling, which I think was very, very cool to hear. We could see who could see become household names, which will be very interesting. Talking about the UK stars being a household name, but he also mentions the fact that we're going to be seeing the following superstars that were mentioned during the event. So we have the World of Sports champion Gardo will be returning, El Ringo, Sham Samuel, Zach Gibson, Rampage Brown, Viper, the lady version, the Viper, the woman that we saw in the special back on New Year's Eve, Kevin Williams, Josh Mosh, Aston Smith, as well as a former Impact World Champion, Nick Aldis from Norfolk, England, will actually be joining the roster when the show returns, which is really interesting. Now, also, he does state that he has been, obviously Jeff Jarrett does talk about the fact that he is also bringing some of the Impact president. The president of Impact Wrestling is also going to be involved with helping World of Sports and Wrestling get back into shape, which is good. Basically, this is what Jeff Jarrett said as a whole. Being a part of this opportunity is great, but from the very beginning, it's a full-on wrestling promotion. It goes with everything. This show has already been shifted. It should be saying shifted internationally around the world. We're going to look at live touring, merchandise licensing, maybe pay-per-view in the future. But it's a full-on wrestling promotion. It's not just going to be a TV show. So right there, Jeff Jarrett has basically kind of got us all talking about the potential possibility of seeing a World of Sports Wrestling pay-per-view in the future. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine World of Sports Wrestling getting pay-per-view like nearly every month, just like WWE? That would be huge for World of Sports. This could be huge for British wrestling as well. Also, they've also announced that there's going to be a World of Sports website launching, hopefully in the next couple of days, called woswrestling.com. This is the website's address. It would launch immediately and will host exclusive digital content. So make sure to look at that website, because there will be some digital content being made exclusively for the website when the show eventually when it goes live. So there'll probably be some behind the scenes stuff in there waiting for us to look at. He also goes on to say the British wrestling scene is red hot, so Impact will have to influence, but World of Sports and Wrestling is going to have its own flavor. He also confirms that there is no restrictions on the World of Sports talents working on other independent promotions, but that says they cannot appear on other TV shows. Jarrett says, in my opinion, independent wrestling is somewhat a lifeblood a lifeblood of professionals and wrestling nowadays. Myself and Ed had made it very strong indication at Impact, working out partnerships with pro wrestling in Japan, AA in Mexico, and the Crash in Mexico, multiple promotions around the world. As far as on screen and on TV, the nature of the business we're in, they won't be participating in other TV programs, but Indiana promotions, yes. So that's good to know that they're going to definitely keep some of these superstars on the roster, which is great. They also talked about also some other things, but then they also went on to discuss about the possibility of Jim Ross returning. Jeff Jarrett said it was inappropriate to discuss whether Jim Ross would return to the announcer table for the new series, given obviously the passing of his wife quite recently. So again, we're not too sure if Jim Ross will be ready to come back, especially after what's happened to his wife recently. But however, though, one of the original World of Sports Wrestling competitors would go on to say, who would show up at the event, would actually tell the fans who are interested in what's to come, basically says this: times move on. World of Sports is going to be a new venue, and the talent on this roster is unbelievable. There is so much talent in this country. We don't need anybody else. What's coming is coming. Look forward to it. Don't worry about what happened in the past. It's great to know it's happened. There's a new era now. These guys are going to take over. They're going to do a hell of a job. So right there, that pretty much indicates that World of Sports and Wrestling is indeed back into full swing. And that also means World of Sports and Wrestling will have its website launching in a matter of days, which I cannot wait to see the website. I think the website's going to look absolutely incredible. And yeah, World of Sports and Wrestling's back, guys. So get yourselves ready, because the future of wrestling is almost upon us. And I think we could be in for some amazing things moving forward. It's going to be insane. So yeah, it's just amazing. I can't wait to see it. I really cannot wait to see World of Sports and Wrestling back in full swing. It's going to be absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, no question about it. So make sure to subscribe. I'll definitely have all the results of the shows when they go live. And also, when the website goes live, I'll definitely be showcasing it to you so everyone will know what the website looks like when it drops. And I'll be definitely looking forward to hearing a lot more about World of Sports and Wrestling as we progress throughout the course of this year, and hopefully broadcast dates will also be confirmed as the weeks go by. So make sure to subscribe, everybody. There is going to be a lot to talk about in terms of what at the end.